It's funny because to me, monogamy it's not it doesn't make sense for it to be a default. Like to me, monogamy goes against human nature. That's
Hmm.
in some sense like romance is a fuck you to the way the world works.
Really?
Yeah, like it's a like Romeo and Juliet romance, like traditional description of what romance looks like versus like sure there's like a million variations of that, but in my head like this partnership that's for a long time together is a kind of like I don't know, like True Romance. You know that movie? It's a really fucking good
I
movie.
haven't seen it now.
Okay, there's just like you're together against the world.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's what close friendship feels like. It's like ride or die, right?
Yeah.
Like that. I guess it doesn't. It doesn't. It can be. It can span across multiple. You can have multiple partners in that way.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I just don't see monogamy as like this. Definitely not a default. And I would
Hmm.
actually like honestly would probably see polyamory as a more natural default.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on what you mean by default. Like most of human history has been sort of a weird mix. Like you get polygamy and monogamy are the kind of the main
Sure,
arrangements.
but I
But
mean, it's
yeah,
just like human nature. Like
yeah, people are attracted to other people and they want to,
yeah.
especially in longer term relationships. I tracked in my relationship survey, I tracked the amount of cheating over time in a relationship. Like how long have you been
Uh
in this
oh.
relationship and how
Yeah.
have you cheated?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What's the results of that?
Men cheat a lot. Women too, but men cheat about 30% more than women do. I also asked men and women to predict if they think their partner has cheated.
Mhm.
And people's predictions were about the same. So people roughly predicted that their male or female like spouse uh, hadn't cheated about the same rate, but men cheated much more than women.
So who was more correct in their prediction though?
So men were more correct in their predicting women, and
Yeah.
women were more off. Women thought men cheated much less than they actually did, and but both of them were off, but like the male gap was significantly more. So yeah, I mean you're right. When you say monogamy is not default, like I think you're like really getting at something. Like human beings are just, especially in long-term relationships, difficult to only want one person. But to be fair, I think monogamy and commitment are very different. I think you'd be incredibly. I've known so many very long-term, super committed poly couples that live lives that look very similar to the very romantic monogamous couples, like
Yeah.
children, houses, like 20 years,
Yeah.
and that works great for them.